Hey guys, it's Stephanie Scheller. We are back with our business owner spotlight. I'm excited. So somehow I've managed to do this 3 days in a row, which is really exciting for me because I totally thought I was going to botch this one up. But we have an awesome new business owner here. Actually, I met Meagan forever ago, it feels like now. And so I was very excited to get to do an interview with her. Just so you guys listening know, the whole point behind these interviews is to give amazing business owners who are in the trenches, in the midst of fighting and working, the chance to share. And I'm looking for business owners who, like Meagan, they're like, hey, let's not just hit the target, let's smash it, let's obliterate it, let's make like life happen. So that is why we have Meagan with us today. Meagan, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So Meagan, obviously I know what you do since we've known each other, but our listeners don't, or our watchers don't. So why don't you tell them like kind of who you are, what you do, how you got their transformation story?
Absolutely. So what I own New You Fitness and Fit for Fertility. So they are both medical fitness and personal training companies. And New You Fitness focuses more on those that have chronic diseases, cancer, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, autoimmune diseases that just need more movement in their life and know the benefits of that. And we specialize in those. And we also do weight loss. So those that have had like gastric bypass or the sleeve done and they're looking to get back into the fitness world, basically, because they've been out due to the surgery and the weight loss itself. We do also work with just regular, normal, everyday people as well in personal training. That's how I actually started, was just personal training, and then it's evolved since that. So I have a staff of about 6 and a couple of remote people. And the Fit for Fertility side, we focus on fertility and infertility. So those that have diseases such as polycystic ovarian syndrome, endometriosis, subfertile, they just aren't really sure what is going on. And their physician or specialist has said, hey, I think fitness and nutrition will help you. And so then they come to us and we help them with their nutrition and fitness side, supplementation as well. But I started when I was about 18 years old, and I was suffering from an eating disorder, and I wanted to be that Victoria's Secret model that everybody saw in the magazines, but I didn't know how to get there. And so I thought, well, not eating anything will help me get there. And little did I know it started an actual anorexic eating disorder. And so when I got to San Antonio for college, I knew that I needed to do something. And so I hired a personal trainer, and that personal trainer taught me everything, literally saved my life. And so from that day forward, I got certified, and then it's evolved from there. So I've been doing this for about 12 years.
Holy cow. So I never knew you had, I guess, well, I met you after you'd started to recover, or when did you?
Years ago. I'd have to go back.
I know.
But I had started my recovery process in 2005, and basically I do believe in true recovery from any sort of eating disorder or any, addiction, basically, that you can be recovered, that like I don't have any of those urges to not eat. I love me some food. And so I would say about 5 years ago, sorry, my phone is going off.
The life of a business owner.
I know, I should have silenced it, but probably about 5 years ago is when I was fully recovered. So it took me a very long time of being completely aware of it and then getting help through it. Because I did counseling. I was on depression and anxiety medication, but decided, if I'm going to make a change, it's going to be right here. It's going to be in between my head, and I make that decision. And so health and fitness and nutrition, learning about that, the science behind the nutrition and the exercise really saved my life. Like it legitimately saved my life.
So why did you decide you wanted to be like, trying to think of what the question I'm trying to ask here. So what made you decide? Because I know some people, when they go through something like that, will try and avoid, like I know a couple of people I can think of off the top of my head who try and avoid stressful situations because they're afraid it's going to re-trigger falling back into those habits. So obviously being a business owner is like one of the most stressful options you've got. What made you go, oh, I'm going to go be a business owner?
Well, to be honest, I never thought about anything else. Like, I actually get more stressed out working in a corporate environment or a very structured environment, that you go in at 8, you get out at 5, like that. Being bored is actually more stressful to me than being not bored. Like having so many things to do that you can't keep up with it. And I keep a huge notebook of everything that I have to do. And so, I prefer that because then I keep my mind occupied. It's less stressful than sitting there and not having anything to do, which is a little different than most people, I would admit. So.
A little bit. My next question was going to be, so have you ever been clinically diagnosed with ADD or ADHD?
No, I haven't. But, I do have hobbies, horses. I do own a couple of horses and go out, and that's how I de-stress. And then we do kind of wellness events here at my job. So we go out every other week and we play top golf and we go bowling and we do fun things.
Nice.
So it's not just work, but I enjoy what I do.
Well, that's good because I do find that to be very important. I find the people who don't enjoy what they do don't tend to do it for very long.
Exactly. Yeah. And, I've thought about at times going, what the heck am I really doing? Like, it could be easier, you could go get an 8 to 5, but then I start thinking about it like, nope, I can't. Like, it's just not, it was never in me to do that. Like, I don't even know. I think I was born with it. Like, I believe that entrepreneurs are born, they're not made. I believe that you can have skills of an entrepreneur, but not everybody's meant to be their own business owner. Yeah. So, and that's just my belief.
No, I actually would agree. I think some people are more successful at it because of their inherent skills. And actually, I was talking with a lady a few years ago. She said actually the highest percentage of people, she actually did do like clinical diagnosis for ADD, ADHD, dyslexia, dysgraphia, all those. She said every entrepreneur I've ever met has some form of ADD or ADHD. She said it's not a prerequisite, but she was like the successful ones, their brains don't stop. They're going, they're jumping. And she was laughing because we were in this networking group together, which was mostly business owners. And she goes, just watching the room, you can tell I have already diagnosed 90% of you guys with ADD.
I'm sure, because our brains never stop. I go home and that's what I talk about. That's what I do. That's what I'm thinking about, and thank goodness that I have a boyfriend that supports that and he can put up with, he says that I'm high maintenance. And I asked him why, because I don't go shopping. I obviously don't do my hair. And so I thought to myself, what does that exactly mean? And he said, it's not technically you, it's your business. What you do and what your lifestyle is, it's always changing. And so for him, that's his definition of high maintenance, but he totally understands it. So I appreciate that.
Well, that actually leads to a really good another question because you referenced it a little bit before too. I'm curious to see what your thoughts are on the whole work-life balance argument that goes on. Like, how do you balance work? How do you balance life? And because I find work just kind of like infiltrates life.
Absolutely. I make a point to, like, when I'm home, to focus on the people that are in front of me. And make time for them, because everybody's personality is different. It's a challenge of mine that I embrace, that when I'm in front of somebody, I solely focus on them. I learned that with a client of mine. We were talking about teaching other trainers how to focus on their clients and not be on their phones and not be on, their computers, things like that. And it's an awareness thing, and you just got to do it. So I focus on the people that are right in front of me at the time. And then if they go and do something else, well then, all right, I'll go and do whatever I need to do. So if there's somebody in front of me that needs my attention, I will give them my attention. And then on the weekends, I do take some time off and, go see my parents and things of that sort. So it's just taking the time to do it. But everybody's balance is different. I think balance is a loose term because I think it's subjective. I really do. And it depends on, the people in your life as well.
This is true. I just met a guy today who has no kids, no spouse, no girlfriend, no boyfriend, no nothing. He's like, I can work 100 hours a week. I don't care. I'm like, well, when you start burning out, let me know, because you will.
Yes, absolutely. And sometimes it's not a bad thing just to take some days off and then regroup and then come back. I do take 2 weeks off every year, typically around this time, August, just because there's a lot of people that take off during this time. School's about to start, so they're on vacation, things of that sort. But that was before I had a bigger team. So it just depends on now when I decide to take the time off. But I typically take off 2 weeks out of the year.
I do have another question. This kind of just popped into my head, but I know everyone's sitting here, all the other business owners who put off their own personal health and wellness all the time because they're too busy are sitting here going, well, of course she has time to work out. She works at a gym. But let's be honest, I remember I used to tell my riding instructor, I'm going to one day have my horse at my house and I'll ride him every day. And she just laughed. She goes, yeah, the problem is as soon as it's available, you never do it. So you're a perfect example, I think. How do you find time or force yourself to work out constantly?
I have a workout partner. So one of my friends, and she also works with me. She just got certified. She was our intern. She just got certified yesterday. So yay. I work out with her. So we do, and I make this a point in my business. If I know that I don't really want to do something, and not even in my business, I guess my life, I force myself by making it a part of the business. So I know that sounds weird, but we film our workouts and we post them as content on our website and on our social media and our Facebook page. So we call them the 500C workouts, and that it burn 500 calories within an hour. So her and I create them, and then we create content out of that to post it. So it has multiple facets to it. So that's how I get it in, because it's part of the business.
Because I was gonna say, that's a perfect, because now you're sitting here going, I have to do it because it's part of the business. So that's genius. I'm sitting here going, okay, how can I do the same thing? Because I think I'm working out consistently twice a week now, but I want to get to 3 or 4 or 5.
Yep.
So,
you just make it a part of your business, or whatever works for you. But I know that I have to make it a part of that, or I won't do it. Just because I'm thinking, oh, I got to do this and I got to do that, and this is priority and all of that. So that's
always something else. There's
absolutely
something else.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So last question I think we'll have time for here. I'm very curious to know. So you've done very well. There's a lot of solopreneurs out there, especially in fitness, right? Lots of, I'm going to, go be a trainer, but there's very few people out there who actually have a team larger than 1 or 2. Actually, you're really bucking the trends here because, most people have a team of 2. You have a team of 6. So What's your best piece of advice? Not just, you could cater it to someone who wants to get into your field, but for someone who's in the midst of trying to build what you're building here?
Oh, I would say number 1, patience. So we live in a very instant world. Instagram, you see the people that you want to be like, you see the end result. You don't see being in the dirt. So I separate it, the dirt and the clouds. A lot of the times we see people up in the clouds, but you don't see them down in the trenches. So patience. I really go back to, yes, I was a solopreneur for 9 years. And I got a kick in the pants one day and decided, I need to, if I'm really going to do this, I need to start growing and doing and putting in the time, but also the patience. So hard work and patience and perseverance. But ultimately, it's just patience, because especially in our field, in the fitness field, the health and wellness, especially in San Antonio, it can be really difficult. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, everyone, first of all, everyone wants, everyone wants the results now. And it's not just fitness, it's business. It's, and I tell everyone this, I'm like, look, everyone looks at Dollar Shave Club. 3 years in, they're doing what, $300 million in revenue? 4 years, I think it was 5 years. 5 years in, they're going 300 million. And everyone's like, oh, and I'm like, we're not all Dollar Shave Club.
No, we're not. We could be, Southwest Airlines. I don't know if you've ever listened to, I also listen to podcasts. So that's another thing. Like if you're an entrepreneur or anybody, I listen to How I Built This on NPR. And, it talks about all the smaller, smaller businesses that have grown into gigantic businesses. And it's not overnight. Absolutely not. And you got, you're going to fight for it. And have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah. Well, that was actually, I think, a great tone to end on. Fight for it, but have a lot of fun doing it. That was fantastic. Wow. Thank you for joining. This was good. I got 2 pages of notes here.
Awesome. I hope that's a good thing.
I think it's a good thing at least. So, I mean, I was like listening to all these people talk about like best advice. I'm like, ooh, I should put together like a book of quotes, or I don't know.
Absolutely.
That would be so cool, though.
I think that's great.
Yeah. So if I put this in a book of quotes, I'm allowed to put that in a book of quotes. I just attribute it to you.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll bring it by. You can sign it for me when I get that.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, thank you, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, Meagan. I appreciate it. This was definitely a good business owner spotlight. I'm always worried, right? Sometimes I'm like, I don't know these business owners. What if I do this and it turns out to be a terrible interview? But this one I think definitely will be going up on the YouTube channel, which you guys watching already know because you're watching. But thank you again for joining us. I got a lot out of this, and of course, if there's anything I can ever do to help you out, please always reach out.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Cool. Well, for our listeners out there, keep tuning back in. I've set this crazy, ridiculous, stupid goal to try and do 100 of these in another 65 days, 67 days. So we'll see if this happens or not. I don't know, but we are going to try for it. So we're going to keep giving you these awesome interviews with amazing people. Check back in. You can follow me on YouTube. And if you want to connect with Meagan, check below. We'll put her contact information down below for you to check in. In the meantime, whatever you're doing, whatever target you're aiming for, don't just hit it. Smash it.
Bye, guys.